From the swamps of Louisiana, the Cajun Predator.
The day of the hairy freak or the fat slob is practically gone.
Let the party begin. I've got snacks.
Hey, look at us. Did it again. Another 7 days around the sun. A little higher. Can you take me higher? To a place with golden trees. That's about as good as I'm gonna get that right now. Stresses of live internet. Welcome to WCW Deep Cuts Live. My name's Tom Green. My stuff is right there. Welcome to everybody in the chat. Hopefully you've all survived the last couple starts and stops. I see Brian Dermody, the man, the myth, the legend, Brenticus Maximus. Brian, I also refer to as B-Dog. B-Dog. Chandrox is in the chat. Bam Dog, Jonathan Mayer, fresh back to the home country. Hello, Viva La Fran. Bruhavan's here. GM Specter's back. Who else we got here? So, I see you, Brian. Why is this thing not? Hey, No Mercy, the Submaster here, the Master of Subs. No Mercy. Tormac, thank you so much for following right at the beginning of this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if I missed you, I apologize. I'm just, yeah, a lot of stuff happening. If you can't tell, there's no chroma. I was tweaking stuff up until the minute we started, and that had to go this week. Maybe we'll get it back next week. Who knows? But nonetheless, this is WCW Deep Cuts Live, where every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. on Twitch, we all gather to watch the quote-unquote television classics from World Championship Wrestling in the 1990s. It's a whole thing. I posted the one match that happened from the WCW MTV Ultimate Video Bash the other day because for some reason it got yanked from YouTube, the whole thing. Trying to figure out a way to get it all back up. I'll do that soon. I posted a graphic that maybe some of you saw, maybe some of you didn't. I do have a couple big announcements up front, which relate to some milestones we're going to be hitting here in a bit. I don't know. Oh, I do need to address, last week I want to apologize. I was gonna reveal who killed WCW, and then, wouldn't you know it, Twitch satellite time ran out. I should have requested the extra 5 minutes, but, you know, that's how Twitch works. You rent the satellite time from them. I have a truck pull up to my house every Tuesday night, big truck, one of those big old K-band satellites, and it beams into the sky. So I apologize. But then Wednesday morning, old Dwayne gives me a call ski. He's like, "Hey Tom, it's me, Dwayne the Rock Johnson." I'm like, "I know who you are, Dwayne." And he's like, "My people will be faxing your people an NDA. Turns out I'm my people. I had to sign an NDA, so I can't tell you who killed WCW. So I'm really sorry. If it wouldn't have happened. Sorry, folks." So that's what happened. That's the big controversy from last week. Now for the two big milestones, or the planning for the milestones, if you will, and then we'll get into the reason why you're here, the wrestling and all that jazz. So both on Twitch and YouTube, which if you're watching me on YouTube, follow me on Twitch. And if you're watching me on Twitch and you don't follow me on YouTube, go do that as well. About to hit two big milestones, so I figure I want to give you all some incentive to help out. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell your principal, tell everybody. Like for instance, I've decided I'm at, what is it, 19,000? What is the exact number right now? Why is YouTube Studio not pulling up for me? 19,005 subscribers. I am 995 subs away on YouTube from 20,000. And at the rate I'm going, I'll probably hit it here in the next week and a half. So here we go. If I hit 20,000 YouTube subs, when I do, we will do a off-the-grid special. Not one of the regular off-the-grid Sundays. We'll do a special stream where we watch Heroes of Wrestling. Yes, it will be simulcast on Twitch. Everything I do is on Twitch. Twitch is the home base. Off-the-grid is just something nice I do for the YouTube folks because there's almost 20,000 of them. So yeah, that'll be a special off-the-grid stream. Heroes of Wrestling. Famed for many a reason. 1999 colossal failure of a live pay-per-view event that a lot of people know for the wrong reasons. So we'll do that if we hit 20,000 subs. But also, I am very close, again, under 100 away from 1,000 Twitch followers, which has been way slower than the YouTube stuff. So if we hit 1,000 Twitch followers, we will watch Ready to Rumble. I've figured out that we can essentially do this as long as I do not archive it on Twitch. And I definitely won't be able to put it on YouTube. But 1,000 Twitch followers will unlock a Ready to Rumble watch along here soon. So yeah, I'll see 1,000 Twitch followers, Ready to Rumble, 20,000 YouTube subs. We'll watch Heroes of Wrestling. So tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell your mom to follow me. But for right now, we're finally going to get into the action. WCW Power Hour from June 1992. Thank you for the long time, the loyalty, if you will, Fire Pro Spooky. Appreciate it. Let's go.
And welcome to TBS and the
Scoot
Power
over.
Hour. This morning, you'll see Ron Simmons go one-on-one with stunning Steve Austin. Johnny B. Bad takes on Scotty Flamingo in a battle of light heavyweights. And Missy Hyatt continues her editorial comments at Medusa.
Editorial comments. 2024, that means something completely different. It means do not mess with my freedom. Those types. Bow, 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 bow. So this is right before Bill Watts came into WCW, if you're keeping track at home, playing the home game, if you will.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall.
There we go, Barry Windham. This is, yeah, Ric Flair is in the WWF as this is happening. I believe he's about to become Savage is champion, and Flair's causing issues with him and Warrior. Barry Windham and Joe Cruz, the fourth runner-up of the Barry Windham costume contest, sporting the Barry Windham Halloween Havoc 1990 Sting haircut. Good evening, LJH. Welcome. Joe Cruz, I noticed that he's not wearing his cowboy boots. His signature cowboy boots that he would wear. Barry Windham pulled veteran rank. It was like, I wear those, you cannot wear them. That was a bad punch. Come on, Joe Cruz. In 92, yeah, Windham, I think he gets hurt at some point in 92, and it just lingers throughout 93, starts putting on weight. Not that I can judge, but, and it slows him down. Like, Windham in 93 is still really good, and better than most. It's the start of his slowdown. Mike Atkins, the referee, aka the amalgamation of all of their WCW referees.
He got two there. He'll be defending his television title in a rematch with Stunning Steve Austin.
Irony.
I hope you'll join Tony
Good night,
Schiavone
buddy.
and
Love you.
Scotty Ventura if you have the opportunity. That's this weekend on Worldwide Wrestling. Front face lock into a suplex. Wyndham.
Yeah, Wyndham's boots rule. The cowboy boots that like him and Dustin and some of the other like Texas wrestlers wore. Those are some of my favorite boots. It's weird because I hate cowboy boots. They look good on a wrestler. Listen to all those fans cheering that are not moving their mouths in the building.
Big broadcast tonight on WCW. The new executive vice president of wrestling operations, Cowboy Bill Watts, will be on the broadcast later tonight. He'll be talking about some new rules in WCW. He's appointed.
I believe these are like custom boots. Like these guys, they're not wrestling in straight up cowboy boots because yeah, that would destroy your feet, like Tormac said. They have like there was a boot designer specifically that made those type of boots.
Window side headlock and had the arm neutralized for a moment. Good shoulder block by the former West
Boot,
Texas
scoot, and boogie. That is darn right. That is darn right, Bam Dog. Yeah, we're heading into the Bill Watts era.
Really filling out was a defensive back for West Texas State.
Did Barry actually play for West Texas State, or was he like a Dick Murdoch? Where Dick Murdoch always said, "Hey, I played for West Texas State," and he like never played it down. I'm not a football guy. I don't know.
As I said, Cruz is in a situation here.
I love how he sets up Joe Cruz's chin and then gets nowhere near it. Not that I could get that high. Made a big show of getting up to the chin. There's Paul. Trying to make Barry a deal. If you pay for front row at the ECW arena, I will not give you your money back after I shut down.
Wyndham hammering Joe Cruz. Wyndham the kick to the midsection.
I think we're getting superplex time.
And Wyndham setting Cruz up. It looks like
Murdoch was the only one who lied about it. I would not be. Again, it's wrestling. So I'm always like, who knows who's lying about what? Barry Windham gets the win as that one guy in the front row is very happy. Steve Austin still wearing the confetti tights in 1992. I would steal that belt if I were Paulie. Paulie really needs to because he had all those Predators. That's a good point, CBJ fan brought up. I should have known. Barry Windham did debut really young, so if he played college football, it would not have been long. Also, Steve Austin very fast. It is scary how big those two were, Windham and Rhodes. Who is at the top? My question, who is the bottom of the NWA? Yes, we do have commercials tonight. I know we have fans of commercials in the chat.
Perfect enemy comes to life.
I am Catwoman.
And the only one who can save this city is a creature of the night. Michael Keaton.
What do you want?
Danny DeVito.
You don't really think you'll win, do you?
Michelle Pfeiffer. Batman returns.
Michelle Pfeiffer, I'm sure in that suit, awoken many a person's loins.
Everybody hates to eat and run. We'd rather take it slow. But the way this life is going, gotta grab your food and go. And with all that running round, catches up with you at last. Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and your...
How is Alka-Seltzer gonna stop you from running over like, road traps? And it's just gonna make sure that your tummy stops hurting.
Get ready for the hottest new cards in the world.
Wow.
Sizzling new for 92. Don Donruss, a radical redesign with action so big, facts so bold, rookie and elite cards.
Like, I have nothing against card people, but these card commercials make it sound like you could do so much more with baseball cards than you actually can. Thanks a lot, mate. Love a good British accent. By good, I mean bad. Hey, Brian, if I knew anything about athletes, I would be laughing at your joke. Hey, Napa, it's an actual car brand.
He was just a kid in the crowd, but he cheered his heart out for me.
And he ate so many M&Ms. So that when he grew up, he could not ride a bike. Because it turns out M&Ms are not vitamins, despite what this commercial would lead you to believe.
Hey kid, we won.
You know, all those M&Ms that the Olympians are eating.
Me again.
The finish line.
Guess you could say I'm a magnet for stains. And each one meant money down the drain.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a commercial to get McDonald's coffee.
Ultra Dash packs an extra stain-fighting ingredient that can power out some of the toughest stains.
I can barely tell a difference. Okay, there's a little bit more of a
Maybe I ought
difference.
to tell them about Dash.
New Ultra Dash. It cleans a mess for less.
Ooh, Dick Vitale. I know him. Oh, I played this game when I was little. See, here's the thing. I'm not a sports guy, but I love sports games. Weird.
Wrestling fans, the following contest, it is set for one fall.
Here we go. Very sexy song.
To be accompanied by former heavyweight champion,
I believe it's Super Invader, who those folks on YouTube would know I did a short on a while ago. I never got the pleather blanket he would wear.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the Super Invader makes his way to the ring, don't forget, fans.
Yeah, he's knows martial arts because he moves his hand like this. Ooh. And as many have pointed out in the YouTube comments, he's from Singapore. He wears an old school Rising Sun Japanese flag headband.
Another special installment with Eric Bischoff and Lance Russell on the road to the NWA Tag Tournament a little bit later in the broadcast. Referee Bill Alfonso calls
Rick Ryder.
handicap event, one man versus two. The Super Invader.
You know what? Good on Hercules for being able to lift his leg up that high. The Super Invader. He was brought in '92 after Hercules got fired from the World Wrestling Federation for not being useful. WCW hired him. Dusty put him under a mask. They said he was from Bangkok. Bill Alfonso, our referee. Oh! Yeah, because he was a bad guy in 1992 WCW. His finisher is the power bomb. He was loosely affiliated with Vader through Harley Race. His job was to lose to the baby faces who were about to wrestle to Vader. Who were about to wrestle Vader for the world title when Vader got the world title. This is all because Americans were very scared of anything remotely Asian at the time. And they knew they couldn't say he was Japanese because they had the New Japan connection. And they were bringing over a lot of Japanese dudes for this tournament. There we go. Lance Russell with our old friend Eric Bischoff.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the countdown to the NWA World Tag Team Tournament. I'm Eric Bischoff, and this is Lance Russell.
You know, Eric, we've been receiving a lot of calls on the night.
I legitimately would love to know what these two talked about between takes.
Of all the teams that are going to be competing in the NWA tournament.
Also, it would probably break my heart to find out what happened to that bracket board.
And Lance, this week the number 2 seed is on the agenda.
Yeah, this is like the very end of Lance's run, LJH. Yes, I have seen Hercules' last match against Psycho Sid. His skin appears to be near exploding levels. Like, it's so tight. And yeah, he just gets up from the power bomb because he knew he was out.
Well, these two have captured titles from Haiti to
We just
Jamaica,
missed some
Cuba to the Virgin Islands. And believe me, their big
rapport.
bodies don't limit their abilities.
Ha-ha.
The Mexican wrestlers, they are very offensive-minded.
The Japanese are an extremely powerful team.
Yeah, Bischoff had no idea who the Dominican team was. At least we have footage of the New Japan guys. Hercules was like way too jacked. Hey, Shellcracker. Eric had excellent hair at this point.
And Mexico has a number 5.
Like almost fake looking hair. It's so good.
The Silver Kings from Taxco, Mexico, in the central part of that country. Now, these guys go for it all. The Mexican fans are used to seeing high-risk maneuvers. Their wrestling style has a very acrobatic flair, and they could possibly be a sleeper in the tournament.
Oh, we're getting a promo from CMLL.
Let me tell you something.
In front of all those CDs. Why did somebody tape all those CDs to that pillar?
Wrestling Championship.
Now, their opponents are none other than the fabulous Freebirds. And I understand, Lance, that you used to work with these two guys instead of a broadcast.
Brian, true story. In the early 90s, my dad had a colleague who would help him negotiate business deals. Those meetings were the only time he wore a suit and the only time Dad called him Mr. Takarabe. Brian, I hate to tell you, I believe your dad was involved with the Yakuza.
Jimmy Jam Garvin and Michael P.S. And recently they won the U.S. Tag titles. Well, sir, they are really irritated about their place.
The Toronto Yakuza.
Hey, let's go over this one more time. Yeah.
Gee, I wonder what they were doing before the camera started rolling.
Tag team champions. And yeah, we're bad and we're mad. That's right. I guess it's
like Jimmy Gavin.
Like we never did anything for
hey, JFP91. Thank you so much for the follow again. We're heading towards 1,000 follows on Twitch. If we get there, we'll do a Ready to Rumble watch along. Stuck to a goose.
Is an explosive move. Birds have the talent, experience, and knowledge to win.
Like Jimmy Garvin, you never really hear the Montreal come out in his voice, except for right then. Goose. Freebirds were baby faces at this point. GM Spectre, yes.
Lance, we're going to take a look at a very interesting situation. Depending on how things
that is horrifying. Warrior and Savage, according to Speedy De Palma, would have coffee offs at the hotel.
And 2 tall Texans and 2 young bucks right here on the NWA count.
They were like 7 at that point. The Young Bucks couldn't be in this tournament, Lance. Here we go. House show promos where they only advertise one wrestler a show. Oh, hey, 2. At least put Beach Blast up in the graphic.
Beautiful Bobby and Sting among others on the card at Beach Blast. This Friday, June 19th, 8 o'clock, the Montgomery Civic Center. Nikita Koloff ravishing Rick Rude on a big card in Montgomery. This Thursday, June 18th, 7:30, State Fair Arena in Birmingham. Stunning Steve Austin and Barry Windham come to Birmingham. This Tuesday, June 16th, 7:30, McAllister Fieldhouse at the Citadel.
The Scat ticket outlets? No. Not going there.
Crossroads Coliseum, Alexandria, Louisiana. Dr. Death Steve Williams, Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and the Freebirds tomorrow in Alexandria. And tonight, 8 o'clock at
the Cajun Dome. Watch out. There might be a predator lurking outside that building.
Sunday, back in the days when gold was a rare find.
Ooh.
Love was a precious resource. Didn't you just say that you love him?
Yes, I did.
Someone go Google image search the Scat ticket office.
Who will strike it rich with a lovely lady?
For God's sake, make up your mind.
Clint Eastwood.
TBS is the only station I know of that would like run ads for whatever they were airing at 10:35 in the morning.
You're looking at the next breakthrough.
Oh shit, I really wanted one of these when I was a kid.
Introducing Super Scope 6. Remote powered.
And I believe it would only work for like 1 or 2 games.
Television Pixel. It comes with 6 great games, and it's yours for
of 6 games.
all of which gets you
one of them Tetris?
like never before. Super Scope 6, only for Super Nintendo. Now
Brian, Cajun Predator should have pitched himself to Vince as the Cajun Creditor as a team with Repo Man.
Who doesn't like a little change now and then?
No worries, go get your groceries, Spooky. We'll be here for you.
For every regular and king-size candy bar you buy. You send
This commercial is for littering.
Of course, when you consider we sell millions of candy bars every day, that's a lot of money. But we figured, hey, the change will do you good. M&M Mars, bringing America change.
So wait, it was just advertising littering. More fun choices in the WCW hotline. It's supposed to be the WCW fun line. I miss the fun line.
The WCW hotline, 1-900-909-9900. The price is 99 cents per minute to try.
I love that background so much. And the fact that they had so many wrestlers cutting promos with that blue background.
Hotline, the new interactive champion.
No little cinnamon gum freshens breath longer than Big Red.
Another Big Red commercial because all wrestling fans have bad breath. And another horny gum commercial.
Can I help you folks?
Hi, got any microwaves, Bob?
Yes.
Great, let's go, kids.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the WWF digital logo backgrounds too, Brian. The chroma. I wish they would bring those back.
Tony's.
Good branding. Tony's microwave pizza. At least they didn't lie about the size of those tiny things. LJH, I believe the horny man of Sturgis is likely dead. And if he's alive, then I'm sure he's doing great. Because old men like that often do. Just live the best lives.
WCW Saturday night broadcast we've been talking about. It'll kick off at 6:05 Eastern Time. And tomorrow, Tony and Magnum return with the main event.
There's Jim Ross and his Lego head.
Tomorrow on the main event. Now, still to come, Ron Simmons and Stunning Steve Austin. Missy does the mail, but right now let's go to the ring.
I should commission one for myself. Maybe when the Twitch money gets a little better. There we go. Vinny Vegas. So the way that the ring announcer said it there, you can't. Is he from Vegas High Stakes Gambling, or is his nickname High Stakes Gambling Vinny Vegas? The pause there was a little weird. Scott Sandlin, aka Will Forte, playing a wrestling character. Look at those suspenders on Vinny Vegas. If it were just a few years later, I'd ask if they were Nicktoons suspenders. Also, a big fan of the 7-foot monster having to rake this tiny man in the eyes. Scott Sandlin, I believe one of Rip Rogers' guys. I believe the joke about Kevin Nash at the time was that he was the world's biggest Red Lobster waiter. Like those, if it wasn't for the suspenders, I'd say those pants look real comfy. He's a contender for the comfiest pants this week. Old Vim Man.
Shows great agility. Still to come here this morning on the Power Hour.
Great shot of all the. Oh! R.I.P. Scott Sandlin. Sorry for blowing everybody's ears out. Now he's gonna jerk him off. Gonna give him a real good aerial hand job. Can I start you over the pudge? Maybe try a bread basket. That'd be such a good gimmick, Brian. Oh, snake eyes. Delayed reaction, just a little bit. A little bit. That's what happens when you're busy doing some air dicking, as Jonathan Mayer said. You know. Seriously, how lewd? Yes, I know it's Dice. Oh my gosh! Like, the thing is, it was in the throat, which I think I would rather take a shot to the jaw than the throat. That was stiff.
On his opponent here this morning on the Power Hour. And when we come back, two great light heavyweights in action as the Power Hour continues.
Hey, it's me, Vinny.
Crash the Bash.
Crash the Bash.
Jolly Rancher Crash the Bash sweepstakes.
Awesome!
You could win a trip, hotel accommodations, and ringside seats for you and 3 of your partying friends to the Great American Bash, July 12th.
That's sweet.
Or win a cool Jolly
I love that
Rancher
guy.
jacket.
You know, that guy didn't want to be on camera at all. He was just like, I don't know, running a light or something, running some chords, being a best boy. And someone's like, hey, get up there, put on this jacket. It's like, fuck you.
Entries must be received by July
They're
3rd,
like, we'll
1992.
fire you if you don't do this. And then he half-assed it, and then they put him on TV. Because WCW.
Compliments of Jolly Rancher candy.
I would love that jacket, though.
I'll see you at the Bash.
Sounds like a threat, Dustin.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Hey, friend. The
Zap it.
Be wise. Motorized.
I have no memory of Zap
Color
It.
disappears, but the fun never ends. Zap It from Tyco.
Kelly LeBrock for Brute.
The essence of man, when he holds you close.
With some Kelly LeBrock for you big dog.
Slick 50 protects the vital moving parts of your engine.
Slick 50. Because we can't get through one of these damn shows without motor oil. LeBrock Lesnar.
Now and then, we all need an outlet for change. When this happens to you, switch to caffeine-free Diet 7-Up with NutraSweet, the 1-calorie Uncola. Put some on in your diet.
Welcome back.
There we go, some more Dick Vitale.
Robinson's revolutionizing the game.
They apparently only had one commercial.
He says, give me the rock, baby. David Robinson, Supreme Court basketball from Sega Genesis. David's a glass eater. Wow! Dipsy Doo Dunkaroo.
David's been sensational. Let's go to the locker room.
David, is it really true that you're...
It's true. I'm digitized.
David's awesome, baby.
Oh shit, he came out as AI.
Boxing's up next.
When you go Greyhound this summer, you get an affordable vacation, and you could come back.
I'm just impressed they drove the entire bus into that studio.
$10,000 or great fall travel discounts.
Good on them.
Load prizes, scratch and win games.
Caution.
Yeah, Dick Vitale is kind of like, I would say, basketball John Madden, I guess is the closest comparison.
There is a UV protectant recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation. Oil of Olay.
Oil of Olay, no shampoo, but lots of skin care.
Women trust to look younger. Fluid working like young skins. Light, greaseless replenishment. Attention for healthier, younger.
I use Oil of Olay, and that's why I look younger than Arn Anderson. At the same age. Also now, but...
Is that for real?
That can't be real.
What about her? Is she for real?
Well, what is real?
This is real.
Skittles.
This is a commercial for the first UFC.
Wildberry. Tropical. Real fun. Real good. With real...
Again, another commercial where it really seems like they want you to think that candy is actually drugs.
At the first tickly itch of athlete's foot, Desonex.
Shout out to Optimum Vision's mom. They're looking way younger than 75. Good on her for having good skin. Using Oil of Olay. Better commercial than what they aired. Everybody has foot lice in this commercial. High potency. A lot of jizz in it.
Know more about Rogaine with minoxidil. If you're one of them, I have good news for you.
Hey, Cajun
Now there's
Jungle
a
T. Gray,
video
welcome.
prepared especially for men who want answers to their questions about Rogaine. Simply call 1-800-477...
Up, John. What's up, John, with you?
And Upjohn will be glad to send it to you. Absolutely free.
Now, once you've looked at it, you'll probably want to schedule an appointment with a doctor.
This is the type of guy that makes you
Only a
want
doctor can prescribe Rogaine.
to use a
And
hair
if you
product.
call right
Look
now,
at that head of hair.
Upjohn will also send you the
That's
names
about
of
how my
doctors
hair
in your
looks
area
when I grow
who
it
can
out.
help you decide if Rogaine is right for you. You'll also receive a $10 certificate
A little
as an
straighter
incentive
than
to see your doctor. For your
1-800-477-8996. I see Brenticus is dialing, and we'll get him back in about 15 minutes when he's done having phone sex.
8996. So what are you
Dave
waiting
Meltzer's barber.
for? Make the call today.
That was a little weird. Way too much eye contact. Darren Capetta doing one of those Vinny Vegas ear dickens. There we go, Scotty Flamingo. And he's got JT Southern with him. I need to do a deep cut short about JT Southern. I've had him on the list forever. This is the most 1992 gimmick. Thank you, Cajun Jungle Tigre. It's 30 seconds of brushing my hair. Phone number has been disconnected. Oh no! Thank you, Brenticus, for calling. Hey, Commodore Amigo. Yes, the Power Hour, baby. And Raven should have brought in JT Southern to shred on guitar in the flock. There we go. That dance. You know, as cool as Raven was, at least during like the ECW and the early WCW run, part of me wishes the Scotty Flamingo thing would have worked. JFP, that is JT Southern. So he did a little bit in Memphis. He, I believe, wrestled for EWFI of all places, too, before WCW. He was, as Clint just brought up in the chat, he was brought in to feud with Van Hammer, who was a guy who brought out a guitar, a babyface that brought out a guitar but couldn't play it. So JT Southern was supposed to be a heel, because he would come out and say, "You're a fraud, Van Hammer. Watch me." And then he would shred, because he was really good at guitar. And the fans were supposed to boo him for being good at guitar when Van Hammer was lying about being able to play the guitar the whole time. We're a little bit off from the Johnny B. Bad, Scotty Flamingo boxing match. It's about 6 months after this. But I believe this is around the origins. Johnny B. Bad, I believe he was weeks, if not months away from gay conversion camp. Bill Watts came in, and all of a sudden, he stopped being so darn flamboyant. Tried to pull a "but I'm a cheerleader" on him.
Working with young school-aged children. Just doing a great job. It's not only an outstanding,
They say as he throws his garter to the crowd.
one that gives back to the community.
With the amount of gay panic around in 92, it was actually very progressive for Jim Ross to be like, "Yeah, this guy who's like flinging underwear at everybody, yeah, he's working with the children. Children of Atlanta." A lot of great jackets. Good job, Cajun Jiggle Tier. Glad your E-Fed is paying off. That's very cool.
And as I said, the big rumor that Paulie Dangerously had a meeting with a major star in wrestling about joining the Dangerous Alliance.
Who could that major star be, Jim?
On the wrestling hotline, going right now until midnight tonight. Is he done already? It's about time.
This is the point where Scott Levy got really into Pauly Shore and started just using all of his lines and promos. Like he just straight up like whimpered "wheeze" like out of context completely.
JT Southern acting in an advisor capacity, and he gets him rolled up. Johnny B. Bad going for a quick pin there, and goes for the body.
Johnny B. Bad with his babyface thong. As Brenticus brings it up right when I say it.
Right
Referee Randy Anderson with his black armpit patches.
Flamboyant Johnny want to remind our fans in Atlanta, a big event coming to the Omni on Sunday, July 5th. It's the Great American Bash on tour.
I'm a big Scotty Flamingo guy. Like, as much as Raven was of the time, Scotty Flamingo was really of the time. As JT Southern's just cutting a promo during somebody else's match. Scotty's tights. Where's boot fringe? Oh my god, they do. Like, exactly. They had to have planned that. That's ridiculous. Yeah, as Commodore Mingo just brought up in the chat, Vince McMahon really wanted Johnny B. Bad. Not Mark Mero, but Johnny B. Bad. And somebody eventually had to explain to him, like, hey, they own the gimmick. You can't just have it.
Very, very impressive with his fist. There's just one thing the matter with that. A clenched fist is illegal in WCW.
Is it? Why is he throwing like 9 of them already? I don't think Scotty ever wrestled Rip during this run. I'm almost positive they teamed, which, yes, would have been a reunion of the Cartel from Global. That's right, Brian. Should have brought in Makan Singh.
Again, the referee now stepping in. Regarding the clenched fist, Scotty Flamingo scoops up Johnny B. Bad. Flamingo likes to use the pile driver. Oh, I got him again.
Got him in the tummy.
Right hands found their way in. And legal or not, they're very effective.
That is a good point, GM Spectre. Raven and Cactus were together in ECW for a bit. That was another Cartel reunion. We need to get one of these conventions to do a Cartel reunion with everybody that's still alive. Mike Shaw not alive, unfortunately.
Side headlock takeover. Certainly want to thank everyone for their encouragement.
I'm watching the hands of the 2 people in the blue in the front row. They're definitely, if they're not together, they're definitely vibing on each other. I thought I saw him trying to put a hand on a knee a little bit ago. Hey, Terry Allen, not Magnum TA, welcome.
And Johnny B. Bad being rolled on his shoulders in a good mat wrestling move by Scotty.
Johnny B. Bad's glitter is all over that canvas. Every wrestler that wrestled after him in this card must have been so pissed. Yes, the Cartel Optimum Vision was the group in the GWF that had a mystery boss that they would tease as various people, and ended up being Max Andrews, the guy who syndicated the TV show, who then had to turn babyface because they started losing TV clearances when the advertisers went to the stations and were like, hey, why is the guy that's negotiating our TV deals being a jerk on television? What's more annoying, Johnny's glitter over the ring or the Ding Dong's bells that would come off? The Ding Dong's bells probably hurt, whereas the glitter's just annoying to get off. I'd say short term the bells, long term the glitter.
Very competitive matchup here this morning on
Brenticus. See, I was thinking the wrestlers' wives would be like, what strip club did you work at last night? No, I just, Johnny B. Bad worked the opener.
Great move by Scotty Flamingo, taking advantage of the momentum of Johnny B. Bad coming off the ropes. Snap mirrors him over.
That would have made sense, Brian, if the boss was Tony Danza. I always thought it was Mona. Yes, Scott Flamingo is got a head of hair on him. Beautiful head of hair.
Flamingo being gingerly introduced to the top turnbuckle. Irish whip on far side. And another Irish whip.
Oh. Okay, he saved it. Good. Quite get it done. Cena Man, a Pauly Shore movie or a buddy comedy? It's a buddy comedy. Like in the Army now, Pauly Shore movie. Biodome, Pauly Shore movie. Encino Man, you got Sean Astin, you got Brendan Fraser to kind of even out star power a bit. Yeah, Lori Petty is in the Army now, but it's, I don't know how to, like, she, because Hollywood and because she was a female, she was more there for the male gaze. Brad Armstrong in an amazing sweatsuit, breaking so much wind. Weekend was not too bad. Took my son to the batting cages Saturday. Got to watch some minor league baseball. We kicked Jeff Jarrett's Prospect League team's ass. A close one. Yeah, that referee, yeah, Randy Anderson. If you do anything over here, he won't see it. Brad and Brad. The least sneaky run in and just punches JT Southern upside the head for no reason. I believe Flamingo still kicked out. What a mess of a finish. I love it. Brad Company. That's why they call me Brad Company. That's another Tuesday evening show's gimmick. Oh, this is that weird point where they tried to turn Saturday night into like a pre-Springer trash talk show. This is maybe the best jingle I've ever heard. That's why I love Nestle Crunch. I believe Bad Company, the team, Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond did come out to Bad Company by Bad Company. Nestle Crunches are one of the only candy bars I'll actually touch. The fist. Get it? We're doing a voice. A Mega Rager. You don't want to go to a wrestler's Mega Rager. Nowadays, they make hour-long sad documentaries and air them on Vice. Oh, it's the titty commercial, the Joe Weider titty commercial. Back on Mass Fast. Yeah, the titty commercial, because this dude has giant titties. Right. Joe Weider and his massive titty men.
The authority in sports nutrition products.
I've never actually seen somebody walk into a GNC. And we've had one in our mall for decades. Nintendo were all about this thing. They knew wrestling fans would buy this hunk of shit. Oh my god, I know what you're talking about, Viva La Friend. What was that hunk of junk they were selling during ECW? I know what you're talking about, but I forget the name. Sega does what Nintendo don't, and that's try to sell your children guns. Just leave it be. Original Pringles are just fine. But apparently barbecue Pringles make your lady orgasm. Before Herbal Essence, you had Pringles barbecue.
There's 25% less fat in Pringles than in these. And they're
That's
a lot
right.
less greasy.
Oh, I get it, because they're bones. I get it.
Championships are won on draft day. The NBA
Are they? Isn't like the shittiest team always get the first draft pick? I'm pretty sure they aren't.
Welcome back to TBS and the Power Hour. I'm Missy Hyatt, and this is Missy
Roll
Does the
Tide.
Mail. Last week on WCW Saturday Night, Medusa really got under my skin. First of all, she's
The Jim Ross news a couple weeks ago. I think we talked about it a little bit last week.
Obvious that she is very popular.
His face went between those.
You can guess why. Since the day she arrived in WCW, she has threatened every female here, and unfortunately,
Every
I'm the
female.
only one
I
left.
wonder who wrote her cue cards.
I will be leaving too.
I've seen the picture of Jim Ross sitting at one of his Q&As with his legs spread open. I see why Missy.
Called the First Lady of WCW.
Hey, Stephen J. Neptune, man. Welcome. Perfect time to pop out right when I'm talking about Jim Ross's giant bulge.
Take a look at last Saturday when Jim Ross and Big Mouth No Hair Dangerously interviewed a horse.
Is that a nickname? Big Mouth No Hair Dangerously? Brian, I left a note for Jim Ross to call me. I hope he doesn't forget for 30 years. But I good on them. They're middle-aged and lonely. Blowing, get it? Blowing hot air? Blowing? Like oral sex blowing? Yeah, Jim Ross knows what he's working with and would be sneaky. I've seen those pictures too, Optimum Vision. Cowboy emoji. Polly in the background. It was a very unique setup where they didn't just take down all the ropes. They only took down one side. Which, a lot of wrestling rings, the ropes are connected on all four sides. And you unbuckle each corner, but like the ropes are connected going around. It's very, very weird they were able to take down one side of ropes.
Medusa has 1 week
Doug Dillinger hates titties. Hater of titties. I'm sure that's on his business card. Lost Bret Hart's jacket, hates titties.
Embarrassing E.T. As a matter of fact, you better get Polly Dangerously's phone, and you and the Dangerous Alliance can call home because my.
That is a good point, bruh, Van. Why was she going to whip her boobs out in kayfabe?
It will leave little to the imagination.
It goes, would it be easier to fight?
I'm Missy Hyatt, the real First Lady of WCW, and this has been Missy Does the Mail.
Essentially, Stephen J. Neptune, man. That's essentially what every feud between women was in wrestling for a good 25 years. Like, women just existed for men to crank it to in wrestling. Pretty much it. Again, they don't put anything about Beach Blast in the graphic. It's just a house show. And Tony has to be like, oh, it's Beach Blast. Come to the pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. Beach Blast. Cajun Juggle Ticket. Yeah, this is like a milk commercial. Again, the Scat Ticket Outlet.
Cajun Dome in Lafayette, the Junkyard Dog, and Cactus Jack on a big card tonight in Lafayette. It's World Championship Wrestling.
And just nothing. There we go. What a shot. Coming to the commercial break on. Hey, 999. Yeah, who called WCW the graphics department?
Go get that can now, or else don't blame Desonex.
High potency Desonex. That comma? Yeah, they used to sell tickets for shows in Indianapolis at Karma Records. And then for a while, the Kroger by my house used to sell them. And that was fun.
That's why Combo pretzels is the one snack.
Pretzels. Cheddar cheese pretzels, or the combos are the best.
You get an affordable vacation, and you could come back
Best.
with a little more than you left with. Win $10,000 or great fall.
You could buy weed accessories at Karma. That is correct. First place I ever saw a bong was at a Karma Records.
It's Montana 2 on Sega Genesis. Here's the voice of Sports Talk Football.
He puts it up into the end zone.
Joe's the greatest. Baseball's next.
Dickie V. I miss commercials like this. Sincere, sappy ass commercials. I would love to meet the family that gathered around and listened to the Wayne's World 2 soundtrack on the couch. It's like a weekly event. Have we ever found out how they made money? And so many people ripped them off.
Look for special Columbia House offers this month in selected magazines, newspapers, and your mail.
They had the balls to play a clip of the Tears in Heaven music video after the Silence in the Lambs clip. I like that the ad could have been for Columbia House, and it also could have been for the Church of Latter-day Saints. Brian.
Over the Padres. Tonight, it's game 2 of the series. Padres versus Braves.
Padres versus Braves. Two things that my dad thought he could say to very tan people to avoid racism. Wasn't. Bonanza 12:05. My dad was absolutely watching.
Here on TBS.
All right, Ron Simmons. Old Stevie Austin. He's got a little bit of hair, enough hair up front to comb it over and make it look somewhat decent. That's fun, Viva La Fran. Speaking of racism. Yep. We are just about 6 weeks, I believe, away from Ron Simmons becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, these guys both did all right in the future. It's not just Paul's haircut; it's the places in which he chose to grow it out. There's a very specific row of hair that's grown out long in the back.
But our congratulations to Ron Simmons for winning the big battle royal. Special challenge event here in the Power Hour between these two greats. And Austin wanting a test of strength.
Austin looking like a news anchor for a station that Grandma probably watches.
Simmons is too strong.
Look at all those, are those Jehovah's Witnesses in the back? The rows of people wearing the same white button-up shirt in the back.
But Simmons about to get the advantage, and Austin using the kicks to the midsection to take the big man down to both knees.
That's what people forget about wrestling in this era, is that, like, Ron was considered like a big, jacked, strong guy, which he was, and Austin was like a quote-unquote medium-sized guy. But there's like maybe 10 pounds difference here. Like, Austin is also huge.
And also the big Clash of Champions coming up. Hope you'll join us with your telephone calls tomorrow night at 9 on AM 750 WSB. Austin scooping up Ron Simmons.
Austin got years out of that design, and they're not the same tights he wore when he started in WCW. They were the tights he wore in the USWA. Oh, gosh. I'm just glad we all decided to stop doing that. Yeah, choke him to death. Ah. Big fan of the idea you break the choke at 4 every time and then just go back to choking him. I believe Paul's wearing wrestling shoes. He is. He's wearing wrestling shoes. He's wearing Asics with his suit.
here doing that tomahawk chop. Braves at home this weekend against
There's that single dad in the front row with his kid on visitation weekend.
Of the Florida State Seminoles.
Seminoles.
Proudly displaying those colors here in his ring attire. And now the gesture of sportsmanship, probably not too heartfelt. Strong side headlock by Ron Simmons.
Jib's about ready to start talking about good lockups. Strong headlock. Making it look like a struggle. Working real well.
And dangerously livid at ringside that Simmons gained the advantage by pulling the hair. And you can see right there that that is not the case. That's just raw power and strength as he held on. And the referee questioning Simmons, if you didn't see it, why do you ask him? Why break the man's concentration if you didn't see the infraction?
I bet that camera operator's just real pissed. He put me at the top of the building.
I know the Cowboy Bill Watts will address the officiating situation at WCW.
I think there was a point in 97 Dreamcast Ultra. I think there was a point in 97 where Ron Simmons, as Farouk, could have been world champion. For a little bit.
Simmons waited on it, caught him with a foot, and caught him with the right hand. Simmons is one of the most physically gifted athletes I've ever seen in WCW.
The guy in the front row next to the blue couple who has some really cool set of Zubas on.
Fits in that category as well, quite frankly.
Ron's got some rockin' titties. I agree with the chat. I've seen a few comments about Ron's titties. Good titties.
Missed a drop kick there, but he's so powerful and has so much explosiveness.
I'm really analyzing the body language of this blue couple in the front row. She doesn't seem like she's too thrilled to be there. She's got a smile on her face, but it's like I hope nobody sees me. Her husband or boyfriend or first date or whoever that is. Kind of looking like Dave Meltzer with a mustache. Real into it. He thinks she's into it. She's just laughing at him.
In the lower back of Ron Simmons. Also with a physical attack. Dangerously on the outside.
Ooh.
With a verbal attack. Where's the back
Hip
break?
to the knee.
Great strategy. Lateral press there. Simmons able to kick out. But great selection of offense by Austin, working on the lower back of Simmons, trying to lessen his advantage with his tremendous upper body strength.
I will psychoanalyze these fans any day of the week.
By the former television champion, Austin now.
Guy in the white shirt, in the front row with the comb over, is like both falling asleep and heckling Paulie at the same time. Oh, I thought he was going to do a spine buster. I'm like, how dare you do one of those to Ron Simmons?
By stunning Steve Austin. Austin, well, that won't get it. Dangerous, he cannot be happy with that technique. Arrogant cover.
I believe Skandar Akbar is in the front row wearing a black shirt. Security guard in the front row is like turning around. Like, how are you guys into? You're You know, I've watched Ron Simmons matches for like my entire life. I just now noticed he tapes his fingers.
Simmons coming with the elbows in the midsection, but Austin able to maintain his offensive control. Set early and pays for it. He set a little early and he pays for it.
Pays for it. I don't think this is piped in audio. Normally I would say yes, but not here. Not here.
He caught Austin right in the face. Tremendous elbow by Simmons. This match has a 10-minute time limit. And we're getting close
Up.
to that.
I will say most of these dudes in the front row need to put their legs together a little more. A lot of man spreading.
reversal of the Irish whip to the center. He caught in the power slam. I don't think he caught it all. Dangerously up on the ring apron. Just trying to distract Simmons, and it's successful.
What was that? Again, he weighs like 10 pounds more than you, dude. Why is there just a chair in the corner? Oh, Paulie put it there. Okay. But it's padded. At least he hit him with like the hard edge. No, he's gonna hit him with the cushion now. Is the chair like really heavy? Apparently that cushion is made of lead. Like Atkins one of his pockets is out. Just told one of his kids, hey, I don't have change. Get out of the claw machine.
Well, we certainly will take another look at this. Dangerously put the chair on the apron. What a shame for Simmons. Two phenomenal athletes. Really
Yeah, I like those guys, but that match was a bit slow. I agree, Brenticus.
More about Ron Simmons and stunning Steve Austin. Austin certainly has
yanking cords everywhere.
Regaining the WCW World Television Championship. As we said, a big broadcast later today on WCW Saturday night, and we've got some red-hot news. A lot of big changes going on in WCW. I'll have them on the wrestling hotline until midnight.
You will.
Tonight, so call the hotline now.
Option 8. Turn it sideways, put it in slacks, and you got what Jim Ross has going on down there.
Consideration paid for by the following.
Slick 50 protects the
Some more motor oil, baby.
50,000 miles.
Cannot be WCW without some motor oil company giving them way too much money.
Rats are invading Krusty's Funhouse on NES, SNES, and Genesis. Lead the varmints into traps and crusterize the little fuckers with help from Trapmaster Bart.
When the U.S. swim team needs eardrops for wax removal, there's no competition.
Very specific.
The official
Very
eardrops of the U.S. swim team.
That's the first half of our show. We still got another episode of Power Hour. But before we get there, I would like to inform you about what we will be watching when I'm back on Sunday at 8 for Off the Grid.
You know if I was going to be wrestling Junkyard Dog, Honky Tonk Man, Virgil.
All right, so we'll be back Sunday at 8. The National Wrestling Council. Weird-ass Nevada indie wrestling from 1995.
And what about Beach Blast on pay-per-view later today? We'll talk about that and much more this morning on the Power Hour.
Little Lego head Jim Ross. Yeah, NWC is very weird. It's definitely a money mark fed. Junkyard Dog, as RVD mentioned, early RVD, a lot of Honky Tonk Man, Virgil, Cactus Jack, Terry Funk. It is the weirdest amalgamation of like ECW guys and 92 WWF guys.
Brought to you in part by Jolly Rancher Candy. Jolly Rancher, the great taste of fruit, squared.
And that's okay. So the episodes we'll be watching will not have that Virgil Jim Neidhart moment that you're alluding to, GM Spectre. But it is that same promotion where Jim Neidhart did a run-in on Virgil wearing a KKK hood. Yes. There we go. More JT Southern and Scotty Flamingo. Yeah, same NWC. Fire Pro Spooky. I believe one of those matches is on there also. Ooh, John Peterson in his fancy shirt. Look at that jacket. That's a beautiful jacket. John Peterson saved up for a month. Got that jacket.
You fans can't be with us at the Civic Center tonight. I hope you'll be with us on pay-per-view. The event starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. 6 o'clock Central Time.
He probably got that jacket for free from a Hard Rock somewhere. I'm gonna cut it up.
We'll be talking more about it in the hour.
That's my ring jacket now.
We're very excited about the Great American Bash on tour.
John Peterson's like, my jacket is better.
In Atlanta in the Omni. That'll be on.
But he probably wants that jacket too. Because he seems like a frugal man, does John Peterson.
And I certainly want to encourage you all to get by any area Hardy's location.
John Peterson, one elbow pad.
I'll tell you more about that in the hour, so stay tuned.
That sad, lone WCW neon sign in the background. Raven should have danced like that. Raven, Scott Levy was a stripper in his early adult life. So he had some pelvic moves.
Emphatically said that he would be the next light heavyweight champion. And at Beach Blast.
Hey, Cecil Nix. Yes, Scotty Fleming. I'm a big fan of very, very fancy ring jacket, and then just like E-Lucha tights. Or the equivalent back then would have been like just buying some plain material and asking a seamstress, hey, sew this up in like a minute. What happened to JT? I believe after this was when he did UWFI, which again, I'm not joking. JT Southern did do UWFI. And then he just disappeared. Oh, okay. Come on, John. There we go. Oh, boy. That was a good-looking pile driver. It's like his feet are clearly under the ropes, and Mike Atkins is like, nah, he's dead. Jeez. That's a good pile driver. Oh gosh, he's gonna do another one. Little more traditional, but still looks like he spiked him. Johnny B. Bad to fight these guys who have... I mean, JT Southern didn't do anything to anyone. That's a good point, Cecil. Yeah, the second one probably did hurt more. Because he landed on those toes and all that weight coming down on your toes, bending forward like that. The pay-per-view was last week. No, it was this week. I'm not good with time.
A cop who wants me out of the way because he wants my wife. Michael! Stay here and lock the door. I told you he's dangerous.
God, I wish Ray Liotta would have stalked me.
Madeline Stowe.
She's all alone, Mikey, but not for long.
Unlawful entry. Rated R.
Starts
Friday, June 26th at theaters everywhere.
These days, we're all making changes.
Trying to get more for our money, but always insisting on the highest quality.
It's called balance.
I think we all need to find an address to Kurt Russell and be like, hey, will you adopt us?
For every regular and king size M&M Mars.
At least this is a Snickers candy commercial that's not like, if you eat this, it'll be like doing drugs, like all of the other candy commercials we've seen.
We can all feel good about.
M&M Mars.
I'm sure that all the candy employees at the Snickers factory came out smiling and laughing. I'm sure. Another Alka-Seltzer commercial. Snickers are okay. Like, I'd eat one if I had to, but...
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache...
And I still don't understand how Alka-Seltzer stops half of these problems.
Why drink chocolate milk? Hey, come on. A, you need it. It tastes great.
Yes, you need chocolate milk.
It's a great snack. It's the spot.
This is the most 1992 teenager.
Chocolate milk is rich and smooth. D, your friends like it a lot. E, it's chocolate.
My friends like heroin. Should I take that?
G, do you really need a reason? Chocolate milk. What a tasty idea.
Wet paint. Dry cleaning.
Some things were never meant to go together. Other things always were.
Combos,
The
baby.
tastes in combo snacks. Only Combos fills crunchy pizza crust with cheese and pepperoni. That's why Combos
Exactly.
is one snack that's twice as good.
Jesus. Hey, is that...
Yes. This commercial that aired for a good 15 years on American cable.
It'll take care of just about any project you've been meaning to do.
Why am I painting this by hand?
Get a Wagner.
Headline news baseball.
To the final out. Baseball 92.
Oh, CNN, Baseball 92.
Welcome back to the Power Hour, everyone. Don't forget Red Hot News on the Wrestling Hotline.
Brian with a This Day in History, June 20th, 92. Estonia adopts the kroon, becoming the first Soviet republic to replace the ruble. Guarantee you that is this is the only wrestling stream to bring up Estonia history, Estonian history.
To say about the direction of this organization. Here's what happened last Saturday.
We're going to go a different direction than any other promotion. We're not going to be like a macabre cartoon.
Macabre? Macabre? That's not a word. A macabre. Did that guy play for the Braves? Macabre? Vince Macabre?
And in order to do that, I contacted as a first move one of the living legends right here.
Yeah, no, Missy wanted a very seasoned Jim Ross.
Breaking more rules than any other person probably.
Shout out to my SSRI gang. Making my meds for the night as I bask in the glow of all of the rules.
The good news is wrestling needs you and we need you. The bad news is for you as a main event wrestler, we want you to become the senior referee and we want you to make sure that these.
Wait, did he just say that Ole Anderson was retiring from being a main event wrestler at this point? He hadn't wrestled in like 2 years. Yes, Cecil, the extremely rude match. Yes.
First told me about being a referee, I had some second thoughts too.
Had some second thoughts, some third thoughts. Most of them were slurs.
A
lot of glitter paint on that WCW sign behind Ole. Can't imagine what he said about that.
Your license has just been revoked. From now on, we're going to see some rules, and we're going to see law and order, and WCW is going to go forward, and they're going to do something that's called...
June 20th, 1992, Coco Beware's 35th birthday. And Stephen J. Neptune Man steps in. The #1 song in America was I'll Be There by Mariah Carey.
Being named as the senior official in WCW, and Ole promises to enforce the rules to the letter of the law. Well, last week on WCW...
Yeah, check out Mystery Wrestling.
For the first time in tag team action.
Cecil and Evil Uno and the gang putting on some real fun shows. The live shows are on their Twitch channel. I believe they have a Patreon where you can get the finished product soon thereafter. I believe Josh Alexander, I read, is coming up there for the next show, which would be great. Josh Alexander rules. Cool Hand Angelo Parker on commentary for the next show. And who knows, maybe somebody will be disqualified for jumping off the top rope.
There's a tag. I think Scotty's back in. Rick took Austin down. Only did not see the tag.
You know, that thing fans were asking for tags to be more extremely enforced against the baby faces.
He didn't see a tag on the other side either. I mean, what's fair is fair. It has to be what the referee sees. You can't see everything.
Everybody comes to wrestling to cheer the referee. Imagine being a wrestling fan turning in for the first time and the commentator calls the good guy Dogface.
We'll talk more about that in the hour. Don't forget all that information on the Wrestling Hotline, my report, the predictions right now, my exclusive report.
Yeah, Jim Ross was too clean cut for Missy at this point.
We'll be back with more.
She needed a rebel. Scruffy rebel. Also, that little boy smile from Jim Ross there. Gordon Solie and Lance Russell would do live pay-per-view play-by-play on the WCW hotline. I've always said I would love to talk to somebody who paid to stay on the hotline for 3 hours. I just want to know how high the bill was.
WCW action starts at 7:30. Beautiful Bobby, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in Chicago. Saturday, June 27th, 8 o'clock at the Mecca in Milwaukee. Sting, Dr. S.
The Mecca in Milwaukee.
Friday, June 26th, 8 o'clock, the Expo Center in Topeka.
Box office and other outlets? Doesn't sound skeevy at all. At least they weren't selling tickets at the Scat ticket office.
On a giant card in Kansas City. Sunday, June 21st, Leon County Civic Center in Tallahassee at 7:30. Ricky Steamboat and Scotty Flamingo will be in Tallahassee. And coming your way tonight, Beach Blast comes your way live at the Mobile Civic Center. Beautiful Bobby and Sting tonight in Mobile at Beach
My
Blast.
dog apparently is not a big fan of this Mobile House show coming up tonight.
Monday night, Clash of the Champions.
Oh yeah, this was the Clash where they pre-taped it before the pay-per-view. It was the first round of the NWA Tag Tournament. Yeah, they taped this like 2 weeks before it aired. So like Gordy and Williams had already debuted at this pre-taped Clash, and then they retroactively debuted them afterwards. It's a whole messed up timeline. And yes, the O'Days, the poor O'Day family, who got in because Dad was a member of the NWA board. And I think the story was he hadn't wrestled in years, and he just came over because he was a member of the board and they couldn't find somebody to team with his son. And then Doc and Gordy beat the crap out of him. Canada was represented in the tournament, Brahavan, by Beef Wellington, not the ass punch guy. Beef Wellington and Chris Benoit. Yes. They wrestled Pillman and Liger in the first round.
In the summer's most far-flung romantic comedy.
This is my Mac Daddy vibe I'm giving you.
Boomerang, rated R.
Boomerang.
July 1st.
You know, a lot of men want to
I've probably seen the poster to that movie like a million times because it was up at the video store that I went to.
There's a video prepared especially for men who want
Cecil Nix, a veteran of the Beef Wellington Ass Punch. I wore the Beef Wellington Ass Punch shirt to school in high school.
96. And John will be glad to send it to you. Absolutely.
And I confused many a teacher.
You'll probably want to schedule an appointment with a doctor. After all, only your doctor can prescribe Rogaine. And if you call right now, Upjohn will also send you the names of
this. I feel like this guy's about ready to play the Ballad of the Year on his.
You'll also receive a $10
Rogaine guy's the pervert of the week.
For your free videotape that gives you the complete story on Rogaine with minoxidil, and your $10 certificate, call toll-free 1-800-477-8996. So what are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for Upjohn. So another candy commercial that promises that you two could be an Olympian. You just eat the shit out of this candy.
Snickers bar.
Yes, a Snickers commercial. If you eat Snickers all the time, you'll be a shot put star.
And caramel, Snickers satisfies the hunger inside you.
He threw it to the moon. Looks like a mouse. These United States of America. And this is the Ricky Steamboat wearing the nose guard. Rick Rude broke his nose. Special ring announcer Phil Donahue. He's trying to get to the bottom of these scandals. Tracy Smothers and Richard Morton. He's still Richard, even though the York Foundation broke up. Yes, I'm with you, Brahavan. All-time great entrance song. This Ricky Steamboat song. Which, again, WCW lucking into another really good stock entrance song. As much crap as they got for like the late 90s where people would just get random songs. They had some good picks in this era. Young Pistol Tracy. York Foundation Richard. This is also Nikita Koloff, not under chemical assistance. About 40, 50 pounds lighter than in like 85, where he was the size of a house. Still big here, but like he's about the same size as Tracy. And Tracy was a 1992 light heavyweight, which is like a 2024 super heavyweight.
One of the most powerful competitors in WCW.
Scuffled Hillbilly. Here in East Kentucky, Morton and some others teaming up as our version of the Mega Powers. I'm sure that dozens and dozens of indie shows throughout the years in that region of the country were headlined.
I think Koloff has certainly proved his loyalty to the wrestling fans.
That's crazy. Cecil says, I filmed an episode of Dark Side of the Ring and the dude they got to play Nikita made the real Nikita look like he never heard of a gym. That's nuts. Yeah, this is as clean as Nikita got. Oh my gosh, Nikita almost just did something crazy. He was going to dive with Tracy.
Koloff and Steamboat have a very tough draw at the NWA Tag Team Tournament. At the Clash of the Champions, they'll take on the number 3 seed.
Yeah, I don't think Nikita meant to almost go over the top like Cactus did, but yeah, kind of like the Cactus Jack running attack, yeah. Imagine if Nikita did a flying space tiger drop.
Nikita and the Dragon take on Joe and Dean Malenko, who will represent Europe in that tag team tournament. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in. Still wears from time to time that protective piece to help his broken nose. And you gotta believe that nose.
That is crazy. Ricky's like, yeah, I will wrestle a full match with this giant contraption on my head.
He's one of the most graceful athletes you'll ever see.
Yeah, Nikita did a reality show a few years ago to like get his daughter's career off the ground, like kind of like the Jesus version of Hogan Knows Best. I think it was on A&E, I believe. But yeah, Colby Koloff is quite the name. That's rad. So I remember that match not being nearly as much of a styles clash as you think. It was pretty decent.
Later today, Koloff in. A real powerhouse, as we mentioned.
What do they think he's going to do? Rip the arm off? He's like, do it. Do it. I will permanently scar this man. Also, shout out to the person on Twitter this week who told Ricky Morton to watch Randy Orton to learn how to sell. All-time great social media moment.
Whether it be pinfalls, submissions, countouts, whatever it may be, the man that amasses the most decisions in 30 minutes will win that match. Steamboat and Rude. Hammerlock.
Another WCW camera operator fashion update. Dressed in dark colors but wearing short shorts. He's the apron operator.
We saw early in the program, certainly going to make a difference here, I feel. Good move. Oh, Steamboat's got so quick. Great agility. Atomic drop.
Yeah, Ricky Morton's cool. Oh, geez. Okay, that was a cool spot. That was a cool heel tandem work spot. Perfect rhythm. Didn't see it coming. Matt P, thank you so much for the sub. I say it every week. I never beg for subs. They're like my Deca. Put them in a syringe. Tap it at the top. Jam it in my butthole. Not my butthole. Why do I keep saying butthole? My butt cheek. Some gyno soon. How supportive you all have been. Yeah, Ricky Morton's one of the few veterans who has a strong online presence and is like nice about current wrestling and isn't just running a grift. He might be running a grift, who knows, but not like a mean-spirited grift. All right, LJH, we will see you later. Have a good one. Take her easy.
Come on live at 6:30 Eastern tonight to take your calls. Lance Russell and Gordon Soley have the play-by-play, and then I'll recap the entire event.
Now, Ricky and Robert probably single-handedly kept the bandana industry alive for many a year.
But in the meantime, Steamboat being double-teamed offense, and I don't think there was a tag.
I love how we just saw a segment about how like the referees are going to be way more smart and empowered about illegal tags, and we immediately follow it up with a match where a referee misses a tag.
Mothers now pulling Steamboat near the corner. Don't forget, fans, the Great American Bash Tour starts on July 1st. July 1st in Macon, July 3rd in Chattanooga, July 4th in Baltimore, and Georgia Power Safety Night in the Army in Atlanta on July 5th. More on that big event in the hour.
It's crazy. Ricky Morton realizes, hey, the wrestling I did isn't the only type there was. What? It's crazy.
How resilient can the Dragon be as Smothers goes up top? And Steamboat caught him.
Tracy was another one like that. I don't think people realize how big Tracy Smothers is, or was. He was a big old dude. Oh, Russian sickle. Yeah, I always get a kick out of that spot. I agree with you, Cecil, where the heels do the tag and they leave the slap behind the referee's back and the ref's like, oh, I heard it, I can call it. And then a minute later, false hot tag, he's like, nope, not allowed.
And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, this Monday night in prime time, right here on TBS, it will be Steamboat and Koloff in the first round of the NWA Tag Team Tournament.
Randy Anderson counted that from number one like this. Like he was like afraid to touch the mat. There we go. Lance Russell and Eric Bischoff, old pals, going to tell us some more about some tag team wrestling.
This is the countdown.
It's not the Russian sickle. He's American now. It's the Richmond sickle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NWA Tag Team Tournament.
Lance with his clipboard. He's going to stand out in front of the supermarket for 8 hours to try to get enough names to petition for his weird candidate to get on the ballot.
Cards of fate are dealt to the two tall Texans, Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes, and the young team of the Z-Man and Marcus Alexander Bagwell. Members of the Dangerous Alliance would have to face each other inside of the squared circle. What does the CEO of the Dangerous Alliance have to say about this scenario?
What's going to happen when the two teams from the Dangerous Alliance face each other in the second round? It is going to happen. Remember one thing. We thrive on competition.
The shape of his mullet is what's baffling to me.
To accomplish a Dangerous Alliance showdown,
like a beaver tail.
Enforcer Arn Anderson and Beautiful Bobby Eaton must first defeat a tag team that has been on the rise, Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham.
First round, the NWA Tag Team.
They look like they've been in a sauna. And Barry wore his sunglasses in said sauna.
Heritage of being the toughest wrestling around. We are going to go out to prove we're the best.
I'm a big fan of brackets to an extent.
Losing the WCW World Tag Team title belt hasn't
It's weird. I don't necessarily like it when you do like the number 1 versus number 16, number 2 versus number 15.
We defended them 200 times to 1 loss.
But like, given like, okay, these are the top 4 teams, the top 4 seeds. They get the best match. I get that.
Another team trying to advance into the semifinals.
But it almost seems like a waste of a round when you do like a whole tournament that way. I don't know. I'm rambling.
The longest reign of the WCW World's Television title.
That's right. Just the name Marcus Alexander Bagwell sends a chill up my spine. And he might be a Z-Man, but he ain't no He-Man. So it's
whoa, Rick Rude with some zingers.
Bye-bye, boys.
Since teaming with Marcus Alexander Bagwell, the Z-Man has been able to lead this young rookie to an impressive number of wins.
Yeah, the way Ian did TPI was always a blast. I was at 2004, 2005, and 2006. And one of the best parts of the weekend was at the end of the first night, like after the last match, you know, somebody tears it up and then Ian brings out his notebook. Here's what I got for tomorrow, guys.
On our final edition, Lance and I will recap the top 4 seeds. The Steiner brothers, the Japanese team of Hasaya Nagami, Arn Anderson, and
Hey, Brabun 97. We're getting a Sandman. They did release a Stunning Steve Austin, which I still need to get from him. They've had to have done a Mattel Earthquake.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Dude, if your older brother has Eric Bischoff's hair, Cajun Jungle Tigre, that's some great hair.
Terrible thing to do. Rats are invading Krusty's Funhouse on NES, SNES, and Genesis. Lead the varmints into traps and crusterize.
Leave the varmints in the traps.
When the U.S. swim team needs eardrops for wax removal, there's no.
Okay, they've done several versions. I was gonna say.
Eardrops of the U.S. swim team.
Dude, that breakdown Matt P brings up in the chat the war games where like the lines go through and it's like color coded, like these guys are enemies, these guys are friends, these guys might have a problem. It's awesome. My friend Travis, I believe his Twitter handle is this is a travesty. Every year for the AEW Blood and Guts does a similar one to the AEW teams.
Check out the scrunchious new Nestle Crunch NBA World Champions bars. With 12 different bars, you just may find your favorite champion. So, give it a shot.
That should be one of the poor teams that doesn't get a crunch bar. Titty boys. Massive titty masters.
2000 to help pack on mass fast. Just one serving of Mega Mass gives me 2,000 protein-dense calories.
Mega Mass.
You also get the Mega Mass training video worth $24.99.
Like Mega Mass 2000 just sounds like the product that would be making fun of this in like the South Park spoof.
The authority in sports nutrition products.
Again, that's the most people have ever seen in a GNC.
Yeah, we've seen it. Have you tried it?
Beefcake 2000, that's right, Cece.
We've tried it. And do you love it? We love that great classic bubblegum flavor. Everyone's trying. Extra
What was that accent? It was like Southern, but also like British?
Extra long time. So if you still haven't tried it, you're missing a tremendous
I believe this is what Jim Ross and Missy Hyatt looked like.
flavor that lasts an extra long time.
It's gum for ladies.
Hi, got any microwaves, Bob?
Red Fresh Red was tough for their gums.
Just cooking a Tony's microwave pizza, Bob. Couldn't wait to get home. You work on commission here, don't you, Bob?
Tony's. The pizza you
Again, I'm just glad they were honest about how freaking tiny those Tony's pizzas are.
Get $3 off a CD at Musicland or Sam Goody when you buy these Tony's products.
Now it's available. The full menu WCW Wrestling Hotline. The same action number with more.
Went to the store to get a Tony's pizza and World Jam CD.
special events. The hotline explodes with fun. The WCW hotline, 1-900.
The hotline explodes with fun, but what about the fun line?
To try all the fun choices. The total charge is dependent upon actual use. Kids, get your parents okay before making this call. The WCW hotline, the new interactive champion.
Rotary phone dials can access daily updates only.
You could be 10 pounds lighter.
I want to know.
Gang, I'm Jacob, Body by Jake, and
I would
you call
love
me as a trainer
to just
to the
watch
top.
somebody call a
So
hotline
I
on a
can lose
rotary
10 pounds
phone.
in the next
What's
3
Body by
weeks.
Jake?
10 pounds in 21 days. Together we can do it with my new 10 and 21 plan. It's simple, it's safe, and it's guaranteed to work.
I was a big fan of his
Methods are
sitcom.
included in this new plan. You'll
Family
receive 4
Channel.
powerful audio tapes, daily diary, plus this 60-page course guide full of Jake's personal weight loss
With a cartoon of his
secrets. On
face,
the program,
for
you'll
some
eat
reason.
real delicious food, even fast food. Celebrities have paid hundreds, even thousands of dollars for the same advice. But the 10 and 21 plan is yours now for just 3 payments of $9.95.
Imagine.
Seems like he's
10
being
pounds
ripped
lighter in
off.
3 short weeks.
Celebrities
I
are paying
guarantee
that
it'll your money back. Give us a
What
call.
1-800-257-1234. That's 1-800-257-1234. Or he has a P.O. box.
Call now and you'll
If you want to
also
just
get Jake's
mail your
nutrition
credit
and
card to
fitness
him.
guide full of simple and sensible advice, absolutely free. Order now.
That might have been the WCW hotline.
Dr. Dusty Williams and Terry Bam Bam Gordy here on the Power Hour. Taking on Chris Sullivan and Joey Mag.
Chris Sullivan, my favorite Hawaiian. That's right, Haley Steinfeld's uncle is Body by Jake. I feel like we've talked about that before, but Brian brings it up. Terry Gordy wearing a gray hoodie like he's the boyfriend being dragged along to an AFI concert. We got Joey Maggs. Again, I've said it many a time, legitimately my childhood hero. Call cannot be completed as dialed for Body by Jake. Thank you for calling though, Brenticus.
Encourage all of you to go buy our good friends at Hardee's. They have $2 off discount coupons.
Jim Ross is just chilling Hardee's.
Georgia Power Safety Night and the Great American Bash in Atlanta's Omni.
We probably don't even have a sponsorship deal. Jim's just like loves Hardee's.
Bam Bam Gordy and Dr. S.C. Williams are the number 4 seed in the NWA World Tag Team Tournament. That man, a 4-time wrestling All-American at the University.
I'm almost positive the clash that they're shilling was filmed before this. Steak and Shake is better than Hardee's. Thank you, Brian. As a Indiana native, I feel like I can justly weigh in. Do I have it in Joey Maggs versus Mark Starr match? Joey was pushed longer, so I would say Joey would win. Yeah, Jim Ross is like, guys, I have a coupon for Hardee's, $2 off burger. First person to show up at CNN Center and asks for Jim, I'll just bring it down for you. He just slapped Terry Gordy in the face. Bless his heart. Oh, Chris Sullivan. Yes, Cousin Betty from Ozark Mountain Wrestling. If you missed it, if you weren't here, it's in the archive on YouTube. Go follow me or go sub to me on YouTube. Again, 20,000 subs, and we'll watch Heroes of Wrestling on a future Off the Grid. How about that? Oh, jeez. There we go. Doc and Gordy. And Joey Maggs just standing there like, right, yeah, I'm good. I'm not gonna try to break that one up. Hey, Mr. Bluestein, yeah. Terry Gordy was the man. Ooh. Kinda cruel to pin him right where his bald spot's right into the, right into the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Mike Gann of the Atlanta Falcons, outstanding defensive lineman, and unfortunately last year, right before the playoffs, Mike was injured. And Mike, I know the fans, especially our fans in Atlanta.
Now, the part of the show where Jim Ross just interviews a football player
about the Falcons
at a golf tournament for no reason.
Jim, I'm doing fine. Things are going good. Had surgery, disc surgery in October. Had a fusion of my 6-7 vertebrae and had a bone spur cleaned up out of there. And wasn't sure at that time if I'd be able to come back or not. And last Monday, I just had the okay that I'll be ready for the 92 season. So
Jim Ross just wanted to,
I know that for season ticket
I don't know,
holders like
write this off
myself,
as a
we're
business
excited about
trip.
that because we certainly need Mike
They
Gann
brought a
back on the
camera.
defensive line. This year, we're going to be filling up that Georgia Dome. It's going to be exciting in Atlanta for the National Football
Yeah, that is
League.
quite the
Situation here,
golf
Mike Gann,
shirt
went to high school in Lakewood,
Mr. Football
Colorado,
player's wearing here.
and that may not mean a lot to some of you folks, but that's also the alma mater of one Steve Dr. Death Williams. And I know no one that knows Dr. Death as well as you do at that point in time. What kind of
Also,
power
Jim
Dr.
Ross is
Death?
double horny.
Well, I tell you what, I was in 9th grade.
The football
he was a
player
senior in
and
high
this guy
school. We
knows
used to go up to high school
Dr. Death.
and watch him wrestle, and the guy was...
Ooh, Brian with a connection to wrestling from one of the commercials. 88 episodes of Big Brother Jake. 14 of those episodes credited to the writing team of Kevin Murphy and Ed Ferrara. That's right, Body by Jake.
Most of the time they say, no, not yet. So he let the guy up.
Being
and
handed
finally
scripts by
gave him
old
the work
Oklahoma.
to pin him. And I think he broke 2 arms and a leg that year, his senior year, and he was one bad hombre, let me tell you.
You know, when
Casually
when
talking about
athletes
Steve
get into
Williams
wrestling, sometimes they get
maiming people.
nicknames, But Dr. Death was his nickname long before he thought about being a pro wrestler, wasn't it?
That's right. Dr. Death was known throughout Lakewood as somebody you didn't want to mess with, and guys would walk down the hallway and go to their locker, and if they saw Dr. Death come down the hall, they'd go the other way. I mean, he was that kind of guy.
Steve Williams has a very good crime and sports episode.
Don't forget, fans, Atlanta
I often talk about my love of the Crime and Sports podcast.
Never know, Dr. Death may be right there in the stands as
Certainly
well.
sounds like Dr. Death has looked like that his entire life.
Crash the Bash.
Be a party crasher in the Jolly Rancher Crash the Bash sweepstakes.
Awesome!
You could win a trip.
I think we're gonna get that guy again.
For you and 3 of your partying friends to the Great American Bash, July 12th.
That's sweet.
Or win
There we
a
go.
Jolly Rancher tour jacket.
Our hostage victim.
To enter, send your name, complete address, daytime and nighttime phone numbers, and age to Crash
An
the Bash
age.
Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 28955, Atlanta, Georgia 30558.
Yeah, I don't want to know
Entries must
what
be
they did with
received by
those
July 3rd, 1992.
the postcards.
Crash the Bash.
Young women of a certain age.
Prepare to
Yeah,
crash
age.
the bash. Enter today to win compliments of Jolly Rancher candy.
I'll see you at the Bash.
You know what? I think I need to. I will make a note of that, Brian. Making a note of the jacket guy. I believe looks familiar. I might have that saved on my phone, like that clip. So it might actually be a lot easier to make it. Make a note of the jacket guy.
Exclusively on TBS.
Note taken. Rossi Ogawa running this contest. What an epic song this is. Great jingle. Crunch wins the jingle contest tonight.
Check out the scrunchious new Nestle Crunch NBA World Champions bars. With 12 different bars, you just may find your favorite champion. So, give it a shot. Slammin'.
Damn.
Check out the scrunchious new Nestle Crunch NBA World Champions bars. With 12 different bars, you just may find your favorite champion.
I just might.
Give it a shot. Slammin'.
I have the Globetrotters. That's my team.
Step to maximize your performance with Weider's new Flex Fire.
Flex Fire.
Help fire up your workouts. Reach the top with
Disgusting.
Flex Fire and GNC, the authority in sports nutrition products.
Yeah, a lot of Weider commercials on WCW TV at this time because Weider was at war with the WBF. Vince McMahon. The Columbia House commercial. Again, we're going to gather the family around. Listen to, I don't know, Vitology. Those great nights I spent with my family listening to Harry Connick Jr. And I cannot get over that they put the clip of the Tears in Heaven commercial after the clip of Silence of the Lambs. We have found out how Columbia House has made money. Cecil has subscribed for all these years. He's the one that didn't just cancel the first week.
From Turner Publishing, Miracle Season. Relive the glory with more than 130 color photographs with accounts by the players, manager Bobby Cox, and author I.J. Rosenberg of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Miracle Season. To order the book Miracle Season,
It's a book about baseball. Me and my dad both watching Madonna commercials together, neither of us saying a word, both of us sweating. I feel like Missy's hair did not look like that last week.
On pay-per-view happens at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. Before I give my thoughts on
Quite the shirt on
I
Missy.
intend to embarrass Medusa at our bikini contest, let's take a look at tonight's lineup.
Here we go, these fancy graphics. This typed up text.
30 minutes on the clock. The athlete with the
Not even like a control center. It's
30
just,
minutes is declared the winner of the
here's who's wrestling on the show.
WCW World Tag Team titles on the line. Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
Terry Bam Bam Gordy, the nicknamed only in apostrophes, not quotations. I sure hurt. Oh, Marla does that for you, Brian.
And the world's heavyweight champions taking a match where pinfalls count anywhere on the Gulf Coast.
On the Gulf, I always wondered how they would look at enforce that. Do they have an exact boundary of the Gulf Coast? Go too far into the ocean, start counting you out.
And don't forget the Duel in the Sun bikini contest.
Oh, you know, the main event, the bikini contest.
The title of the real first lady of WCW.
As you can see, Beach Blast has a tremendous lineup. And of course, I'm most interested in the bikini contest to determine the
It'd be funny if she's like, I'm most interested in the tag team title match.
The Dangerous Alliance thought they could intimidate me recently on WCW Saturday Night, but it didn't work. Here's what happened when Miss Muscles decided to flex her ego.
Oh, we're gonna watch this again. Like, I feel like we've gotten way more build for Missy and Medusa than anything else on this pay-per-view. Over these 2 episodes we watched tonight. I'm so angry at you. I'm gonna show everyone my bra. Doug Dellinger, hater of titties.
I would have shown Horseface and her pal Old Baldy what a real woman looks like. But tonight, there will be no holding back, and I plan on leaving...
You WCW fans all know I'm focused on one thing. Marcus Bagwell versus Greg Valentine. If Medusa was hosting this, that's what she would say. Because, I believe if she was not already months after this, Medusa would be dating Greg Valentine.
Let's take a look at the...
They were an item for quite a while.
These are your ribs.
I thought she said Cactus was going to demonstrate the bikini contest. I love this segment. Like, he really messes himself up.
But I know that you're still on the mend. So you look in the mirror and you ask yourself a question. Are you sure you're 100%? Are you sure you're ready to look into these eyes and wrestle Cactus Jack in a match where falls count anywhere? My playground, up and down the Gulf Coast of the United States. It's 1 week from today.
You know, Cactus Jack's playground, the Gulf Coast.
You admit the fear in your eyes. You admit that maybe you're not up to it. Because I'm Cactus Jack.
And you're not.
These are your ribs.
I'm Cactus Jack. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. Gosh darn it, people like me. That's, yeah. See, he missed. It like moves. He just like hits his head on the ground.
As I said last week, I really believe Sting will be the...
I'm pretty sure Mick said he got a concussion from that, which, of course.
This is exactly what Cactus Jack wanted. And remember, he's never lost a bout with these bizarre stipulations. I hope you'll call your local cable company and order Beach Blast
She didn't say the appropriate call, so you creeps, get on that.
And this has been Missy Does the Mail.
Yeah, it's wild that Mick is like kind of with us cognitively. Just glad he didn't try to have that match.
Wednesday, July 1st, the Macon Coliseum at 7 o'clock. Ravishing Rick Rude, the natural Dustin Rhodes at the Macon Coliseum.
Those are the only two wrestlers that will be there. UIC Pavilion. I always wanted to go there.
In Chicago. Saturday, June 27th, 8 o'clock at the Mecca in Milwaukee. Sting, Dr. Death Steve Williams, Terry Bam Bam Gordy in the Mecca.
And the Mecca, you know, everybody knows. Milwaukee. That's where Mecca is.
Thursday, June 25th, 7:30, Kansas City Municipal Auditorium. Cactus Jack and Dustin Rhodes on a giant card in Kansas City. Sunday, June 21st, Leon County Civic Center in Tallahassee at 7:30. Ricky Steamboat and Scotty.
Yeah, isn't it nice to have watched like a list of arenas and not have them be the KFC Yum Center or the Bojangles Fun Zone? But I love Bojangles. Bojangles is one of the best restaurants.
You've got nowhere to go but up.
Who can speak the language the world can understand? Spreading joy and magic, making friends in every land. M&M's can.
M&M's, the milk chocolate.
Another candy commercial where they certainly make it seem like if you eat a bunch of candy, you too can be an Olympian. Indiana Jones cheers you on in the crowd.
Why drink chocolate milk? Hey, come on. You need it. It tastes great.
I will say the chocolate milk commercials are way less horny than the regular milk commercials.
It's the spot. A great snack. See, it's smooth. Chocolate milk is rich.
That's a little
Your
sexual.
friends like it a lot.
It's just a cool kid in a cool shirt with a cool haircut
Really need a reason.
telling you to drink some cool chocolate milk.
What a tasty idea.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the beach.
Hey, yeah, that's, you pretty much nailed it, 999. American TV ads today are just fast food, insurance, and pills.
We're talking a sizzling slam fest. One huge scene, a mega rager. It's totally beachin'.
Totally beachin'.
Saturday, June 20th. Be there.
Our ocean will fist you.
Call your local cable operator for availability.
What is real?
Is that for real?
That can't be real.
What about her? Is she for real?
Well, what is real?
Would have been great if they just like played a clip of WCW and this. Is this real?
Wildberry. Tropical. Real fun. Real good. With real fruit juices.
Tweak if you eat Skittles.
Hi, KB. Who are your friends?
My dog Donut, my buddy Marty.
Hey, Kitty, what's up?
My classmate
Marty.
Wilson. Oh, yeah. There's Kelly. She's okay.
Hi, I'm Kai.
Who are not your friends?
Well, there's these two guys at school, Jesse and Jeff. Jeff does drugs, and he tries to get us to do it, too. Jesse thinks he's cool.
They look
but
cool.
he's Jeff. Hey, guys, want to have some
The
fun?
drug kids look way cooler than the non-drug.
Yeah, get a life, guys.
Next on TBS, your C-Trek continues to the
What's up next at 10:05 a.m. on a Saturday morning? National Geographic. I'm gonna watch Bonanza with Jeff. Just smokes weed all day. That's right. He looks way more relaxed than the other kid.
Brought to you in part by Jolly Rancher Candy. Jolly Rancher, the great taste of fruit, squared.
Here we go. Greg the Hammer Valentine. Coming to the ring. Legally, we cannot call either of the druggies Beavis. I love how you pronounced it like Greg the Hammer is his first name, all one word. Greg the Hammer Valentine.
On News Talk Radio, AM 750 WSB. We'll take your calls at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and you can bet we'll be talking about beach.
Backs into the referee, Mike Adkins, who appears to be smelling something rancid. Here's Big Josh. Nice, 269 pounds. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Greg Valentine needs 20 minutes to warm up. He won't. Does not have the time. Big Josh with his axe handle. You know, what lumberjacks carry around, just the handle of the axe. I will say Big Josh is built in a way where realistically I could see him being like just a strong guy that works outside all day. This guy's a clown. Womp, womp, womp.
6:05 Eastern Time later on today. Referee Mike Atkins, the official for this contest, calls for the bell. Big Josh.
I always loved how Greg Valentine had these nice sparkly robes that he probably spent way too much money on. But just the way he wore them, they always look like bathrobes. No matter how nice they were. Josh's tights are so tight. There's no way Jim Ross could wear those.
Valentine, formerly one half of the United States Tag Team Champions. Certainly one of the more...
Greg Valentine, very smooth knees. Very smooth, shiny knees.
Been his competitor for many years. I don't think Valentine's going to muscle Big Josh around in this contest. Josh very, very strong.
Look at that.
Comparing the two. Attempted drop toe hold there.
Greg Valentine moving very fast, considering it's the first minute of the match.
Valentine with the hammerlock. Reverse into a waist lock. Valentine trying to set out. Turns are both in the ropes. Referee calls.
I always liked how Big Josh, how Matt Bourne, when he was Big Josh, despite being like an accomplished wrestler and like really good, kind of reverted his entire offense to look like a guy who just hung out and cut down trees all day.
Left forearm smash right across the chest. Josh for the side headlock. Really wrenching down on Valentine.
Oh, right on the back of his dome.
Countered with a belly-to-back suplex. Dropping Big Josh on the head. A heavy-handed judo chop.
A judo chop. I love
Josh reverses it now.
it. Cecil. I mean, he didn't decide to be a big guy in his quarter speed head scissors. What year is this?
From those judo chops, Irish whip, far side. And Joe, nobody's there this time.
You can't be referring to every super heavyweight in the year 2024. Yeah, Big Josh ruled. I'm a way bigger Big Josh fan than most people.
Left hand by Big Josh, knocking Valentine down and out of the ring.
Rick Valentine was 40 here. Actually looked 40, whereas when he was 20, he also looked 40. One of the few guys who looked old without facial hair. Like, Arn, the big reason for Arn looking old was the beard and the lack of hair on his head. Greg Valentine, full head of blonde hair, smooth face, still looked old.
Right on the chest. Drops the elbow. The point of the elbow to the shoulder.
John Tinta was 14 at this time and looked 40.
Has not been aesthetically pleasing, not real pretty, but it has been very, very intense. They kept it on the ground, so to speak. Now the man taking a lot of chances. Tipped it single leg, back heel trip. The leg sweep maneuver.
Oh, I believe. Okay, where's he selling it? I can't tell if it's the stomach or the balls. I think he was grabbing the stomach. Always weird to go between a guy's legs and then go over his balls to headbutt him. Just like, be a little more clear with where you're aiming, Greg. Working over that hamstring.
Stretching the hamstring, working on the leg. Remember, Valentine will use the figure 4 leg lock if given the opportunity. And when he locks it in, it's as effective as...
At least he's going to wait till he's given the opportunity. Always a good thing.
Being a little bit out of his element.
Don't wait to get consent from Big Josh before locking it on.
And this is not where he is at his best.
What? I love how the top rope became illegal, so now Greg Valentine's going to start doing moves off of it. Oh, he almost called him a curse word. Oh, you son of a gosh. Mike Adkins isn't calling anything in this match.
Single leg pickup.
Okay, that was way clearer. That was the stomach.
Just as Valentine did earlier. Forearm smash. Irish whip. Caught it.
Oh.
Kick right to the chest.
Big bump ski for 90s Greg Valentine.
Referee moving Josh back away from the ropes.
All-time great ring apron. That blue WCW ring apron. Hey, Derek. No lie, Greg Valentine almost killed me driving after an indie show in Fort Myers, Florida. What a factoid to drop right at the end of the stream. A murder mystery.
What a matchup that was, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you'll join us later today on WCW Saturday Night. My guest co-host will be the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. But don't forget, if you can't be with us tonight in Mobile, Alabama, at the
I'm not surprised Greg Valentine and Norman Smiley had led the show in Fort Myers, Florida. That is such a Fort Myers, Florida match.
The onslaught of Cactus Jack. And who's the better man, Steamboat or Rude, in that 30-minute WCW Iron Man Challenge? And who really is the most dominant tag team in the sport? We'll talk more about it later today on WCW Saturday Night. For everyone,
if he stops talking for more than a second, his brain will shut off.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following: Kit Car Wax.
Kit Car
goes on
Wax.
fast and wipes off easy. Kit gives your car shine and protection that lasts.
Ooh, Kelly LeBrock one more time before we head out. All my pervs out there.
Hey friend, the fun never ends.
Again,
with
I've
Zap
not
It.
heard of his Zappit.
Motorized. Zap It comes complete with disappearing liquid. The color disappears, but the fun...
Disappearing liquid. All right, one more time. For those of you who were not here an hour ago, here's what we will be watching Sunday on Off the Grid.
You know if I was gonna be wrestling Junkyard Dog, Honky Tonk Man, Virgil.
All right, that does it. Done it again. Another Tuesday night in the books. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for the last 2 hours. WCW Deep Cuts Live. What a fun time we had. All sorts of weird candy commercials and good-ish tonight, some might say. Again, thank you all so much for being here, being subbed. Again, one more time, let's go over it. I'm just under 1,000 subs away from 20,000 subs on YouTube. When I do so, we will do a special Off the Grid stream, Heroes of Wrestling, that big old mess. So we'll do that, and also really close to 1,000 Twitch followers. When I do that, when I hit that mark, we'll watch Ready to Rumble on here. So that'll come up too. That'll come up soon. My YouTube handle, Not That Tom Green 1. Not That Tom Green 1, because they won't let me have Not That Tom Green. There's some weird stuff with an old YouTube channel back in the day. Nonetheless, go sub to me on YouTube, or go follow me on Twitch, whichever way you're watching. I'll be back here Sunday night at 8 p.m. with Off the Grid, watching the National Wrestling Council. There we go. From summer '95, and then we'll be back exclusively on Twitch Tuesday night at 9 p.m. as we are every week. We'll watch some 1999 WCW Saturday Night next Tuesday. But before we head out, like I always like to say, even if you don't make it here next Tuesday, just make it the next Tuesday. 7 days, that's all I'm asking. I know it's rough sometimes. 7 days. 7 sleeps. This has been WCW Deep Cuts Live. I'm Tom Green. I'm down there. Those handles. I will see you Sunday night for Off the Grid. Go to bed.